Hi, Daniel. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how the exhibitor interacts with the visitor and digital content at the show, aren't we? So we're going to talk about QR codes and how the digital content can be added to the portal. So new for this year, we are going digital. And so if you think in the good old days, when you would have lots of printed brochures on the stand and a visitor would come up and grab one and walk off because your sales guys are busy with someone else, so you don't know who that person is. So for this year, exhibitors are able to have QR codes which are linked to product information which is digitally captured and goes into the visitors portal. So if they go around and they scan a QR code on an exhibitor stand, they will receive that digital content directly from the exhibitor. And the real benefit of this is that the exhibitor captures that lead, so they know exactly who has clicked on that, scanned that content, and is interested in their product. So you're going to talk us through in this session how exhibitors can add that digital content, aren't you, via their portal?
I am indeed, that's correct. So digital content's a really powerful tool for exhibitors. It's actually a lot simpler than you'd think to set up as well. Once you've logged into your Visit Connect portal, if you click on digital content on the left-hand side, this will take you into the digital content area and it will show what we refer to as content containers. Now you'll see that there's one already here. We're going to come back to this in a second and explain it. I'm going to talk you through how to create a new content container. Now let's imagine that we have product, I'm going to refer to it as product one, that we want to show off at our event, that we might have brochures for, we might have content for, and we want a QR code that if a visitor scans that QR code, it will send them all the information about product one. Well, it's nice and easy. All you do is you click on the add button down here in the right hand corner. This will create a blank product container. What you need to do is give a description to the product. So product one, I'm sure you'll have a bit more of imagination than I've got here, but you can also upload any images. So if there is a logo for product one, or maybe even a photo of product one, you can do here. You can add a description on what product one is and just a basic overview. But then the powerful area is adding attachments over here on the right hand side. So clicking on add attachments, we've got multiple different types. Jenny just mentioned brochures, but actually you can have anything here. So you could have a URL, it might redirect to a website that's already got all of the information on product one. You might have a document that could be your PDF in your brochures. You could have an image, an audio file, or a video file. I'm just going to use a URL as an example here. So product one URL, and I'm just going to put the URL that would be to my website here. I'm going to use Google as an example. If I click save, that creates my attachment. You can have as many attachments as you want. So if you want to send a visitor a link to a website, a brochure, a video, all at once, they can all do that. This will generate a QR code. So this is the QR code that will hopefully be on display on your stand. The visitor will come along, scan this QR code, and they will be sent anything that you've uploaded here in attachments. So if I just come back, you'll see that I've now got a product container for product one. You can create as many of these product containers as you want, and each will create a unique QR code that, if scanned, will send the attachments within that container. So it's a really powerful tool. And I think, Jenny, you wanted to talk about the show offers that will already be in here and will already be populated when you come in and have a look.
Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. So show offers. So we know from previous shows and from our visitor audience that they love a show offer and that they specifically come to see exhibitors to see what offers there are if they buy on site. So every single exhibitor this year, we will print a desktop sign which will have show offer splashed all over it with your specific QR code. So we will print those for you if you have a show offer. And we're going to be promoting this to the visitor audience to actually make sure they go around the show and have a look at all the show offers. So it's a great way of driving visitors that come to the show specifically to your stand. So I'd really encourage exhibitors to populate this, and we will get these printed ahead of the show for you to display on your stand. Offers could be, show special prices for buying at the show. I know many exhibitors have done product bundles before, that are really good value. think about maybe running a competition, something exciting. I think we could all do with a bit of fun these days, couldn't we? So Zoe, Helena and our marketing team will really push this in the pre-show campaign. So it's a great way to get extra brand awareness and to get your company name out there into the industry. So, and of course, as I've said, it's driving people to come to your stand specifically when they're at the show. So we will be doing that for all exhibitors. So make sure you get that populated and, get it done about 3 weeks before the show if you can, so that we can really maximise that value. If you can do it now, that's even better, because we can start promoting you as soon as possible. Going back to the use of QR codes on your stand in general, I mean, Daniel and I have seen some great uses of these. The really powerful thing, as Daniel said, is when somebody scans that QR code, you get that contact information, you get that lead. And actually, new for this year, which I think is the most powerful thing we can support you with, is you will get the demographic information that visitors have registered with. So you won't just get their contact details. We're sharing with you this year what they've ticked on their registration form. So you will get information about size of company, what products they're interested in buying. And so if you've got different product ranges on your stand, have a QR code for each of them, because then when you're managing those leads, you will be able to see which specific customers are interested in which bit of kit or which service that you offer. So it's it's lead intelligence. So hopefully it will help you to convert those leads into sales in a much more efficient way. So there's a real value add there. And Daniel, we've seen some amazing use, haven't we? We've seen QR codes on giant banners above stands, haven't we? We've seen people using like a wall of QR codes for people's business cards, so contact details for specific technical people that might want to engage with them. As we've said, show offers, all sorts, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's some talented graphic designers out there, I suppose, that make some really good looking stands. But you're right, in terms of the content, it's great. And it's also a great way of driving the conversation at the event as well. If you did have 5 product QR codes and you were having a conversation with someone about product number 2, for example, rather than sitting there and having to manually follow up, it's quite easy to take that visitor over to your wall and say, look, if you scan this QR code here, you'll automatically get all of that info about product 2. That's great for the visitor, but it's also great for you, because you know that that visitor is interested in product 2 and you've got that data recorded in your lead data for further follow-up post the event.
Yeah, and that's a really good point in terms of that lead data. It's real time, isn't it, Daniel? It goes into your portal. So the minute someone scans, you can see that they're interested in that information. So you can manage that on site. You can manage that back at the office. If you've got a team B back at the office sending out information, you can be really efficient with actually driving that potential lead through your sales funnel and, ultimately to win that sale.
Absolutely, that's a really key feature on the system. So I think one of the other things, just to show you there as well, Jenny, is that the export button down here in the bottom right hand corner, if you have created, say, 20 different product containers because you've got 20 different core products that you want to show off, well, clicking on the export button here will allow you to export the QR codes into either an image or a PDF format, and then you can pass them on to your own designers, your stand designers, to be able to integrate those however you want to, so that you can show them off on the day in a really nice way.
Great. And is there a limit in how big you can print these QR codes, or how small?
There's no limit, but obviously just remember someone does have to scan it with a phone. So if it's twice the size of your stand, it might be a little bit difficult. And also if it's too small, they might struggle to see it. But there's no actual limit to the size, no.
Yeah, lovely. And I think just another point is, I know a number of companies use their own QR code system. Don't use those on site. You must use the Visit Connect QR codes, because you won't capture the visitor data. So if you're using your own QR code system and a visitor scans it, of course they'll get the information that you have linked to that QR code, but you will not get their contact details. So make sure you use the Visit Connect QR codes. Yeah.
Absolutely, good point.
Good. Okay. I think we've covered everything. So thanks for that,
Yeah,
Dan. That was really helpful.
thank you very much.